Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're talking about the NBA moving the 2017 NBA All-Star Game. All the All-Star festivities were set to be in Charlotte in 2017, but due to the HB2 Senate bill law that was passed by the governor of North Carolina, the NBA decided to remove the All-Star Game. Now, for those who don't know what the HB2 law is about, let's just go over it just really quick recap. And so pretty much what it did is it required, pardon me, just 1 second, little technical difficulties. It required all transgenders to okay, let me get you the full Monty right here. Requires transgender people to use bathrooms that correspond to the sex on their birth certificates. It only applies to bathrooms in government buildings, public schools, and public universities. It does not apply to private universities such as Duke. Private companies are also allowed to implement their own policies. So HB2 literally said, if you're transgender, you cannot, if you're born a man, you can't necessarily go into a woman's bathroom and use it because you were born a man at your birth certificate. And the NBA did not recognize that as proper etiquette, nor did they feel that it was appropriate. And they felt like it was exclusionary, and the NBA is inclusionary. Like, you know, they pioneered to have desegregated teams, have all kinds of races on all kinds of teams. They accepted gay coaches and gay players, and so this wasn't going to fly with them. And they made a big statement by doing this. Now, I'm going to tell you my personal take on this, and hopefully I don't offend anybody. If I do, I really don't care. This is my show, this is my channel, so if you don't like it, you can turn it off. And let's go to this. I feel that it's, even though I'm not a transgender, or I'm not gay or lesbian, or I'm not part of the LGBT, I think it's very ignorant to make a law that excludes, that says you can't go into a bathroom if you weren't born with that specific sex. Now let me tell you this. Growing up as a kid, I took the Greyhound. I moved to Florida. Do you think that as a young kid with my parents or whatever, my mom, do you think I ever went into a women's bathroom? Yes, I have. Okay, same thing for any of you. Think about it. How many times have you gone into a woman's bathroom? Or how many times has your wife or your daughter or your sister, she needed to really use the bathroom really bad and there was only one bathroom available, so she just went into the men's room? That happens. Now, to make a law that says if you're not born with this gender, you cannot go in this bathroom, in this public bathroom, a public bathroom, because you were not born that specific sex. It's just plain ignorant. There's nobody at the bathroom that says, birth certificate please, I want to make sure that you're a male so you can go. I've never encountered that. If there's a transgender person going into a ladies' room, let's just say transgender male going into a ladies' room, half the time, let me tell you this, half the time, a lot of these transgender people, you don't even know that they're transgender until they tell you. So to make a law for something that is so minuscule, minute, and ignorant is beyond me. The governor of North Carolina, he really hurt his community, even though they're standing by their ideals, which I have no problem with it. Because here's the thing. You don't necessarily need to agree with anybody. Let's just say if somebody wants to be gay or lesbian or transgender, you don't have to agree with it. It's a free country. You don't have to agree with anything. But you do have to respect the person. Just give them their privacy, and that's it. A transgender person using a bathroom stall And first of all, the stall opens and closes, so that's privacy right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't see what that law was about. They just literally cost their community billions and billions of dollars. Not only is the publicity there, like think about the All-Star game that was in Toronto, and think about all of the money that was made, all the recognition, and one of these days in a couple years is going to be there again. Think about all the good that it did for that city. Think about when the All-Star game's in New York City, when it's in LA, when it's in Dallas. They played in a big stadium, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. They had like one of the biggest crowds ever to watch a basketball game. It does wonders for your city. It does wonders for the game of basketball. And it shows people different places. Somebody might say, hey, Charlotte might be a place I would like to vacation. Like, just like a lot of people, just based off the All-Star game, they're like, you know, hey, I want to go to Toronto one day. You know, the All-Star game was there. I saw this guy do this. I saw that guy do that. You just hurt your community with that bill. And it's not to say that, you know, you should pander to the big wigs or the corporations, but I feel that a lot of legislation in certain states is not progressive. That wasn't progressive. That was regressive. Because at the end of the day, you're making a law against, you're discriminating against people that half the time you don't even know if they're transgender or not. Other half of the time they don't bother you. I don't see a lot of transgender people robbing banks and you know, duct taping the governor's wife and doing stuff like that. So they're not bothering you. So why are you going to make a law to bother them? Now, is the sight of seeing a transgender person use the bathroom, is it disgusting to your community? Let me know. Because you know what? About 60 or 50 years ago, I want to say, yes, 50 or 60 years ago, the sight of a black person going in a white person's bathroom in that same area was disgusting as well. Now we don't think it's so disgusting, do we? So you just have to stop. We got to stop with all this hypocrisy. We got to stop being so appalled about basic things, basic rights. It's a bathroom. When you go to a restaurant, they do have a men's room and a ladies' room. But guess what? When you go to like a place like a Subway, they only have one bathroom. Now are they going to say if you weren't born this sex, you can't? Come on. Cut it out. Cut it out. Say all public facilities, a transgender person, half the time you don't even know if they're transgender or not. This rule, this law that they passed is one of the most regressive laws I've ever seen. Nobody goes to the bathroom and says, this person's a man, this person's a woman. Oh my God, nobody does that. Nobody does, at least where I'm from, nobody does that. And the simple fact that they lost out on a huge fan base. I mean, the Charlotte fans, they just had a team that went to the playoffs. 7 games. Michael Jordan's infusing that community with jobs. Charlotte is one of the most up-and-coming cities in America. And then for you to pass this law or whatever a couple months prior and never budge on it, never try to make any amendments to it. Maybe you could have worked with something in the NBA and say, hey, we have these personal bathrooms, we have state-of-the-art bathrooms for transgender people, so this rule doesn't affect them, or you know, anything at the, just to let it lie like it is, and then say you don't want to pander to the corporations. Well, guess what? Corporations bring jobs to your state. Jobs to your state means people are working. People are working, that means they're thriving in the community. People are thriving, that means they stay in your community. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You might have offended a transgender person who's a billionaire that could have came down there and invested in businesses and things like that. I mean, there are gay people and lesbian people and transgender people. They buy islands. They have businesses. They're very affluent. They're great community activists. The fact that you're passing this law because you don't want a male to go in a woman's bathroom or a woman to go into a man's bathroom when they're already considering themselves, you know, they're identifying with whatever sex that they want to identify with, is stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's not good. It's not a good look, and it just shows that a lot of people still live in the past. And let me tell you something about me. I don't necessarily agree with anything necessarily like transgender people, or I don't necessarily abide by the gay lifestyle or lesbian lifestyle, but I respect them. They're people just like I am. They deserve amenities just like I deserve amenities, and there's no way that I would be happy if somebody said, well, if you're 5 feet tall and you've never, you weren't born 5 feet tall, whatever the case is, you can't go in this bathroom. Or if you're black, we don't want you going in this bathroom. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's a bathroom. It's a public facility. It's for people there. Nobody's out there, look, hey, let me see what you got. Hey, let me see what you got. There's no birth certificate police there. You wouldn't even know. Like, this law is so sad because it's highlighting something we don't even know. Like, when I go in the bathroom, nobody knows if I'm a male or female or whatever. They just see how I look, and that's it. That's the same thing with a transgender person. You just see how they look, and, most of the time they just look like a male or they look like a female. And so they go to the bathroom according to how they look. Passing this law is silly. What are you gonna have? Police camped out at the bathroom stall? Like, oh, wait. You don't look like this. And then think about this too. You might offend somebody who you might think is not a man, and then if he pulls out his birth certificate, you'll see that he is a man, because there are a lot of male and females who have opposite traits. You might have like an Aunt Bertha who looks a little more like Uncle Chuck. You might have an Uncle Chuck who looks like like Aunt Lucille or Cecilia or whatever the case is. See what I'm saying? So you're playing with fire with this rule. It's not a good thing. I think that they may repeal it, not because of the All-Star game getting moved, because that's sad for the town, but it just shows ignorance. It just shows ignorance. Shows ignorance. People don't want to be progressive. They want to be reactionary. Maybe there's an influx of transgender people in their community and they don't like it, so this is what they went to do. But that's not good. That's not good. I don't agree with it. I feel like a lot of people lost out on great basketball, and especially in Charlotte, man. Charlotte, like North Carolina, Michael Jordan's from there. Stephen Curry's from there. I mean, he grew up there or whatever the case may be. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of great basketball players that came out of North Carolina. I think Darius Miles came out from there. So you can't do stuff like that, man. Charlotte is one of them states in the South. They ball. They play basketball for certain. And this law hurts everybody. Hurts everybody. And it just makes them look foolish. But that's my take on it. Let me know what you feel. Do you feel like this law is justified? Do you feel like you would freak out if you knew a transgender person walked into your bathroom? Would you even know that the person's transgender or not? Like, these are the things I want to know. And, just to end this scene, if you remember in the Biggie Smalls video, I think it was One More Chance. Not One More Chance, Big Papa, when they were in the bathroom, there was a transgender woman in the men's bathroom. So that's a little food for thought. I mean, in New York, which is a city, you have transgender people going to the bathrooms in the 90s. So, come on, Charlotte. Come on, guys. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Hoops meets Hoopla.